And we're back with another installment of Will It Smash, the show where we test the durability of lead pipes. With our first demonstrator, Ash Williams, we'll see how far he gets. Last stream, at the end of last stream, we had picked up the Black Maria, that's the name it's going to get, the Black Maria cop car from the hardware store. Always good to ostracize my sponsors. Oh, but I am not sponsored, not by NVIDIA. All right, so here's what I'll be doing. For the next 10 minutes or so, I'm just going to be tidying up the base, waiting for people to filter into the stream. I know that disenfranchises you early comers, but then I'll be opening it up to user suggestions about what to do this stream. The same sort of methodology that we've used in the past applies, which is essentially I'll take 5 or 6 user submitted options and I'll just work on them relatively in sequence, depending on the what gets voted for what. Ready to harvest carrots. Doing just the basic base maintenance. I don't think there's any farming ready for me to go. There was a question of whether or not I had other seeds. No, I don't. So I don't have any strawberry seeds or anything like that. That's too bad. Generator info. Fuel 2%. Okay, I guess I know what I'm doing first. Zardis, thanks for the sub. Welcome to the stream. So we're going to be doing a little bit of tidying up where we delete stuff I don't want. Whoa, Raptor Talent. That's basically what you did at the end of last stream, and now you're doing it again? That is one way to hype. Oh my goodness. You want to unlock that new emote? Jesus. Well, yeah. That emote slot's just gonna have to be like a thank you patrons emote or something. Because I have no idea how to thank you all enough. Alright, well, we did manage to fuel up the gas generator before it actually ran out of fuel. That would have been a little unfortunate had I gone on a long excursion and then come home only to have like a refrigerator full of spoiled stuff. An ankles emote. You know, I know how to I know how to thank you all, and it's with merchandise. Save, you're doing it too. I am awfully close. Yeah, you guys are you spoil me for sure. Holy moly. So it is 4 minutes past the top of the hour. I'm trying to keep this as easily understandable for all the people that live in different time zones. And once we are 20 minutes past the hour, I'll open it up to user submitted ideas. I just wanted to take the first 20 minutes or so to do some basic base maintenance. So the generator needed fuel. I'm moving some of the crates upstairs for storage. Oh. All right, you know, you guys are just, you've now unlocked the very rare Yoda Love. Here, let me fix the lighting. The Yoda Love cam. Hey, buddy. Could you, yeah, I'll just spin your pedestal. There you go. You gotta thank Tombolo and Matt and Queerazilla and Raptor and Savior. And oh, wow. Glad to see that I'm on. I am very excited for this episode because I finally feel, and I hope I'm not speaking too soon, I finally feel like, as long as they don't play sloppy like I did last week, it wasn't all sloppy. I mean, it had some good plays, but that one little bathroom grabber or whatever it was really got me. It was brutal. Okay, well that is the fastest tier 4 hype train I think I've ever had. It's just absurd. Wow. I could sign off now? I would never. I did have a request from YouTube, which was replace this light bulb with a normal colored one. So I forget who wrote that. I apologize, but I got your back. They said that the red color made it harder to see. I will be taking on project ideas. So project ideas, valid ones, might be something like have some really good lighting around the base. Whew. You guys, slow down, slow down. It's gonna go to my head, and I'm gonna become a bad streamer as a result. Foolish man thing. Thanks for the gifted subs as well. I think, was that first of the gifts on the channel? Holy cow. Hey, MVP. Hello, hello. All I'm doing is walking around in circles, picking up boxes and smoking cigarettes. It's more or less what I would be doing if I worked in a warehouse. And yet, I get donations for it. I am very happy to be playing this game. It's a game I've always loved. It's a game that needs a lot more love than it gets. It's not nearly as popular as I think it should be. That's probably true of like most of the games I play, to be fair. I feel like I'm a pretty good game critic though, however. I will say, I do feel like I can call out crappy games when I see them. So long as I don't switch to a just chatting channel. Alright, well, you will always have content from me. I've been a lifelong gamer. And I don't plan on changing that anytime soon. So my lovely boxes of organization. Oh, Yoda's down. Tusk, can I get you? Are you next, Tusk? Come here. Come here, puppy. Yeah. Chad McLovin. Yeah, it's funny, is I played a lot of Escape from Tarkov with someone named McLovin, and you are obviously a different McLovin. I suppose Superbad or whatever it was is responsible for the McLovins, but that's funny. Well, thanks for the follow, Chad. Tusk's little face back here. There's a bit of a forced perspective going on. She's not that small. She's just back a few feet. I want to pet Yoda. Hey, buddy. He had a bath yesterday. He's squeaky clean. As you can see, very... normally I speak Mandarin when I say he's comfortable, because the Mandarin word is cute. It's shufu. Very shufu. Alright, we are back to doing some base organization, and in 11 minutes I will take suggestions from you all. So, exciting, exciting. I just want to put stuff away where it belongs. Or where I think it belongs. So one thing I should do is to have, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to wait for you all to vote on this. I'm going to set up gun lockers. There was a question about downstairs, there's some lockers that obviously could accommodate guns and rifles and ammo and stuff like that. So I'm going to set up gun lockers as the thing I do in the next 10 minutes, hopefully, if I get to it. Wow, level 5. Hype train, holy moly. Well, thank you. I do have a, I said I would do it yesterday, but I ended up having to edit 5 hours of the, you know, yesterday's stream for YouTube and didn't get to it. But I do have a bit of an important announcement to make today. I will absolutely make it today. And that's about upcoming series and stuff. Not bad news, good news. I hope. I hope good news. But so next weekend it is. Oh my god. If only people knew how much physical labor goes into new series, they would realize. Well, I mean, some people, I suspect, probably know, but they would realize what a monumental task that would be. Okay, I am getting overweight here, and over encumbered, I should say. I'm not fat. Well, am I fat? I still. Oh. I'm 85 kilograms, but I'm still overweight because it rounds. Oh, no pun intended. Oh, dear Lord. That was a bad pun. I'm just big boned? Yeah, I like that. I could go with that. So I have no idea why I would need denim strips. I guess just to practice, tailoring, but I'll keep them in order to practice so I don't use up my nicer, armor stripping. Such strong support. Holy moly. So 32 gifted subs and 5,500 bits. Well, I hope this is going to be a hell of a show to match that support. One thing I'm very thankful about, so in a lot of my free time, I'll watch stuff like NPR. I'm a bit of an NPR and just news in general. And I always cringe a little bit. I understand why they have to do it. I in no way blame them, but I always cringe when NPR and other media I consume does fundraising. The NPR that I live near just had a recent fundraiser, and I cringe because it's like an entire week where they're like, "Please give more money. Please give more money," and I'm stuck thinking like, yo. I get that it pays the bills, but like being asked for money the like 500th time doesn't work. Like, not in my experience. You know, I just don't think that that's a viable strategy. Again, I am not a marketing specialist, but it always bothers me because I really do want to get my news. And when they're having their like fundraisers and whatnot, I can't get news anymore. It's not news. It's just tons and tons and tons of, you know, begging for money. So one of the wonderful things that I could do, I do this as a full-time job, and I've never really had to ask for anything because you guys are just so generous. That's my larger point that I was eventually getting at. Wow, Ash, you are so out of shape that walking around the base made you tired. I'm actively embarrassed for you, sir. This box has got to go. That box does not work there. Where have I been putting twine? Actually, twine might not have... I might have decided that twine is not a building material. Wire, I think, would... Well, I don't really know. If you recall, the Origins of Magic took a lot of preparation. Yes. So I want to make a formal announcement so it's not just you who are listening to the stream right now or listening to YouTube or whatever that are in the know. But essentially, Western Settlers, which is a project that has been on the horizon for, honestly, an embarrassing long time now, will be a really massive undertaking. Yeah. That's... And as will the Kenshi series. And I really haven't cut my teeth on it. Basically, I've been so intimidated by the size and scope of the projects, and this is what the announcement's going to be. I've been so intimidated about the scope of the project that I have been filling my schedule up to the brim with streaming and stuff like that. And on to some degree or another, stretching YouTube series as at least MVP and a few other, like Raptor maybe, a few other people here that probably are still watching some of the, well, I think you all know maybe which series I'm referring to, but the series that should die but hasn't yet. NPR is basically National Public Radio. Yeah, it's public radio. You know, but I digress. So yeah, I've been essentially filling up my schedules so that I could put off working on the big projects lying to myself that, oh, you know, I'm still making content, sure, but it's not the content I promised. It's just other content. It's I wouldn't say it's filler, because I do try to. So for instance, with Evil Genius, I played maybe 50 hours off camera of Evil Genius so I could get good at it. So when people ask me questions about the game, I can actually answer it. So I do try to pour effort and love into series. But my larger point is that I will admit to you all that I have definitely been procrastinating by making myself really busy and not working on the things that probably ought to be worked on. So I don't have an active timetable because I really haven't started. I've done a lot of the planning phases, and my moderators were involved in the planning phases of Western Settlers at the very least. And they can attest, without spoiling anything, they can attest the ridiculous scope of the idea behind Western Settlers and honestly how much work it will take. And I think they would happily agree that it's a big project. Which is why I've avoided it, like going to the dentist after not going to the dentist for way too long due to COVID. If anyone here can relate to that. But now chat's all talking about public radio. Yeah, Klein's like, it's really big. Well, I've just about tidied up the base now. It's a mite bit cleaner. Another thing I could do is just probably not the scrap. Well, a lot of these magazines actually have life after magazines. I don't know about tin cans. Maybe I'm not going to throw everything out. I will hold on to stuff because magazines and scrap wood and stuff like that can be burned in campfires. So it might not benefit me to just throw all that stuff out now. But I will try to do some tidying up. Some spring cleaning, as it were. Western Settlers, yes. So my series, the big ones, the big planned ones, are all proposed and voted on. So Western Settlers is actually a RimWorld series that was proposed maybe like 8 months ago or something. Like it kind of an embarrassingly long time ago that I don't even want to admit it's been that long. Maybe even more than that. And it's going to be RimWorld series, a big scoped RimWorld series. So Blades of Ragnarok, I had prepped for maybe 24 hours. And honestly, with no BS, threw it together. You know, I played the Viking mod briefly and then came up with the concept and threw it together. Whereas the Wendigos, I modified a lot of the mods, and it was more curated and well thought out and well crafted, I suppose is what you could say. So the quality of the streaming, I hope, remains the same, but the quality of like world building differs. So someone mentioned Origins of Magic. Yeah, I had to make a lot of mods and make a ton of changes and balances and designed that series so that it might work. The scrap wood bothered you for a bit? Yeah, it was overdue. So now we are at 20 minutes past the hour. I will try to keep a fair schedule, and we're going to be unlocking the submit a goal or project for Zomboid. And I'll take the first 5. And any that I think aren't viable, I'll refund you so that you're not paying for something you shouldn't be. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put everything away so that everything is in its right place, I guess. Now I'm going to have Radiohead stuck in my head, which is okay. So I think all of these boxes at this point are all provisions. They're all they're all non-perishables. Well, except for the milk, but the milk is a bit of a gardening thing now. Oh, wow, Lord, that filled up quick. All right, I'm pausing it so I can take a look at it and have you all vote on it in a minute. That was a very, very, very fast suggestion fill, which I'm excited about, because that means you guys are excited to see stuff. Because it's, I would argue, Project Zomboid is its weakest at this stage. I think that's being fair to Project Zomboid, and why I would say it's weakest is because when you're in full swing winter, that's pretty difficult and pretty novel and new. But until you're in full swing winter, this stage of just prepping for winter can be the doldrums. So it's important to spice up the doldrums if you can, as best as you can. I still find it fun no matter what, because there's always the specter of death looming overhead, ready to drop the hammer and get you. You know, I even this base that I'm in right now, how long till winter comes? Well, right now it's September 19th. So it's going to be a while. Winter's not exactly on the horizon. But it will start to get colder and colder, and from my understanding, at some point farms won't yield. You know, most of the crops won't grow in the winter, as which is true in real life, right? Most crops are, what is the term? Is it perennial? Would that be correct? But they're essentially seasonal crops that that will only get you stuff. Perennial, seasonal, I don't know, whatever. Does it snow? Yes, it snows. Hey, Skiff. Greenhouses need to be a thing in this game? I don't disagree. Alright, I'll get those written up in just a sec. I'm just putting away the last of the stuff that I have, which is making Ash here bored, tired, exhausted, discomfort, moist, anxious. How many moodlets can I get? Here, just have a smoke. All right, let me start typing these up, because some of these are great suggestions. So we have got wow, you had Yoda Cam for a long time. Let me put this on normal. So what next project? We've got dyeing Ash's hair, red, green, blue. Which is strange. I don't have those dyes, but pick my own project. Get Zeds to destroy my staircase for me. So I spoke about this in the past, but essentially anything that the player builds or places or anything like that can and often will be destroyed by zombies. Build a bathroom. Which I'm not even really sure is possible, but I can try. Find more party hats. Search for the sledge. And add more ropes for easy access. I think this pole might drop. I might have to adjust it. Yeah, it drops. Hang on a second. There we go. We raised it back up. So what next project? Oh, that box is full. Man, these auto parts weigh a lot. Very, very easy to fill boxes up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get Ash ready for whatever you vote on for tomorrow now. So just squaring away the base, making sure everything's on the up and up. I wish those carrots would be harvestable. They're just, they're in late stage, but not seed bearing. And that's been true for a while. I think this other shelf here, it has the fishing tackle on the other side. I'm just gonna make this my, like, cigarette booth. I know how odd that sounds, but I don't know what else I want to do with the... Maybe I decide to do something useful with the storage eventually. Which means all of my lighters will go over there too. Tuska's so cute. Yeah, she's adorable. It's honestly like... It's painful how cute she'll try to make her. Like, I wish I had, I'm not much of a shutterbug, and I have a terrible camera on my phone and all that, but I wish I would just have a better ability to capture how cute she really is, because you guys don't even know. She's like a Disney creature in real life. It's ridiculous. Here, let me push Yoda out of the way. You'll see. Hi, Pat. Hey, girl. Tusky. Ni hao. Look at the melons. Here, I'll, 1 second. Time to blow her up. Oh no! Alright, Tusk, how cute you want to be? How cute do you want? See? Ah! There we go. It's ridiculous. She's like that all the time. And then Yoda comes in like a wrecking ball. He's like, oh, I'm here. Full screen, 50% opacity, Tusk camera all the time. Yeah, I mean, the Tusk cam. God, I have so many bowls. Why do I have all these bowls? For the very sad salads. I could probably close the poll by now. You're probably right. So taking a look at this poll results, search for the sledge was a bit of a runaway choice. So you got it. That's what I'll work on. I will... Just gonna make myself a very, very hearty salad. And then head to sleep. Or probably read a bit of the farming book so I don't wake up at like 1 in the morning. Wow, this salad... I guess there's just like potatoes in it. Honestly, it is like the most Irish salad ever. It's like cabbage and potatoes. Barely a salad at all. And I am now full to bursting. Hey, Fat Ashley, staying fat. 1 salad at a time. Only Fat Ashley would make a full to bursting salad. Potatoes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the amount of cool things that we got from last week is pretty awesome. We got a bunch of vehicles. No sledgehammers, because I never find sledgehammers. We did get this book that I'm reading right now, which is the advanced reading book, or advanced farming. Advanced reading. Yeah. And all the books I need left is Master Cooking. Let's write these down. So... Master Cooking. Advanced. What is it? Expert or advanced? Expert is the... Okay, Expert Fishing. And master metalwork. No, all of those books are not going to be needed, like, anytime soon, because I'm not close to having... I think the closest one I am to having is cooking, and I'm still way many levels off. So that's not much of a problem. Hey, Aldemia. Cheers. How can you calculate the best stew recipe? The best stew recipe is just the food that you have on hand to put in a stew, as far as I'm concerned. I think really what more honest answer is what it comes down to is you want a variety of ingredients, spices, and that's it. A source of meat would be good too if you have one. All right, let's do the famous backups. I don't really suspect, well, who knows? I get killed all the time, so better careful than not. All right, what are tin cans good for? Does an empty can have any uses? I think you can recan stuff. Is that right? Maybe they were used in the metalworking system? I'm not sure. You'll be able to send one as soon as I work on... So, sort of the way that I'm taking project ideas is I take one project idea, I work on it for like a day or two, and then I take a runner-up or a second project idea from the same submitted list, and then I work on that for a day or two, and then after that, I'll take new ideas. So we'll probably have new ideas in, I don't know, an hour and a half or so, something along those lines. It depends on how fast I get through them. So if the next project is to add some sheet ropes for easier access to my vehicles, that's likely something I can do quickly. But it all depends on the complexity of the project. All right, is my fridge like out of... Yeah, it's out of stuff. Okay. 5 cabbages, 3 potatoes, 4 tomatoes. That's what I'll stuff into the fridge to thaw for later. I guess I don't have any radishes. Where did all my... Oh, are my radishes in the freezer here? Oh, yeah, there they are. And then 5 radishes. I think what I'm going to do is all of my frozen vegetables, let's even add carrots to the fridge. All the frozen vegetables that I have, before I leave the base, or I'll do it right now, I'm going to put into the popsicle freezer. Rather than keep them in the refrigerator freezer, just so that I have a better accounting of what they are and what I have. That way I could take a quick glance and be like, I have X amount of, you know, whatever. Oh, I filled it. 30 kilograms of frozen fruits and, well, are there any fruits? I guess tomatoes are fruit. So fruits and vegetables. Lovely. Did I ever get that running water indoor plumbing issue from the last PZ series figured out? No, not from the last one. I sort of just shrugged it off and been like, well, I couldn't figure it out, so it doesn't matter because I'm in a different series. So if that's a problem for you now, I don't have a solution, unfortunately. I think what it comes down to is it has to be fully enclosed area, and that's often where people go wrong. Is it's easy to think that something is fully enclosed, but it isn't. All right, so if you hit ! map. Oh, seed bearing carrots. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be immediately working on finding a sledgehammer because... Oh, and let me update that, that goal now. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So exclamation mark map brings up a map. It's a bit.ly link that is centered over where I start. So I honestly have no idea where to search. I think what I'm going to try to do is search the neighborhoods I was in previously, because I think that will have the best yield. They're neighborhoods that are to the northwest or so of my current location. And the reason I'd want to search there is because there's a lot of attached garages. And there's also, because a lot of those houses are 2 stories, they have a decent chance for ducks. And duck is the new life currency. I am located in the large warehouse in West Point. As a rule of this series, I will not leave West Point or Valley Point. So when looking for a sledgehammer, I'm restricted to the outlying areas around West Point, essentially. It's a rule that I have, that I explain from time to time, but basically it's a rule to A, make the game more challenging, and B, to make my save game not bloat up like one fat, stupid save game file that would happen. So the bit.ly link that's up above is actually centered on where my base is. Right. Perfectly centered. Nice. So we have 46 new carrots and a whole bunch of spare carrot seed because it yields more seed than you use. We'll put all that away. I also have 2 new worms that you can use as fishing bait. I suppose, actually, let me take 2 of those carrots now and toss them into this salad, or 1 carrot, toss into the salad that I have. Why can't I add the carrots fresh? Can't add frozen food. Well, it's... Oh, because it has freezing time on it. Okay, I'll be able to do that in a second. Ash is still overweight because of rounding issues. There's a small garage at the racetrack of Valley Point. I could try that. Now, when you say racetrack, do you mean the... I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but I don't know. I can figure it out. Okay, how's my lead pipe? It's in marvelous condition. Alright, before I actually take off, I'm going to have to water these new plants. Oh, so it's the abandoned airfield. Yeah. Okay. I know it personally as the abandoned airfield, so I just wasn't sure if... But I think I was down there. Actually, I was there already, wasn't I? I vaguely recall having been there, if anyone remembers. Yeah, you can drink Oh, it's the Yoda can. You can drink, like, mayonnaise and stuff like that. It makes you very depressed, but if you're dangerously underweight, it'll work. Buddy, could you... Could you act not like a corpse? He cosplays as a corpse. Hi, yeah. He's like so fed up with me, making him say hi to you. It's worth it though. Y'all deserve it. No, these radishes look, some of them look like they're coming in. Nice. That was quick. Well, we have the stairway up here boxed in. So... My protection, all my armor looks good. Let's take the, I've been calling it the Black Maria. If you're not sure why, it's a term for paddy wagons. I think it's a British term for paddy wagon. Oh, look, a bunch of trees. So I obviously had previously cut down all those trees, and now they're regrowing. They're regrowing oddly quick, given that it has only been 2 months and 13 days. But the stuff in Zomboid works at odd time scales. Alright, let me make sure I have stuff in the trunk. Spare gas, yep, good. This looks like a hearse. Let me eat half. So we're searching for a sledge. I'm gonna try to hit up the neighborhoods I was in oh, hello. Hoping that there might be sledgehammers in those garages. That wasn't very smart. Me killing them in the street, that is. Can you use river water for farming? I don't think so, but there are wells in the game that exist in a few locations that you can use for farming. But I'm not, I could be wrong, but I don't think river water is, the game doesn't have a concept of like that kind of irrigation or anything like that. I know it's in Kentucky, so it doesn't make sense to be like, maybe it's just brackish water. But maybe it's like industrial runoff or something like that. It's just not clean water. You can think of it that way. Oh, you know what? I'm getting into... so let me bring up the map. At the very, very end of last episode, I searched the furniture shop, which is up and to the right. But I'm going to head back to the furniture store area that I was previously at. Or beyond the elementary school. So this is the furniture store that I searched to no avail. I haven't actually been in the police station yet, but my need for guns is basically 0, so I don't need to go in there. Oops. Love tap. This here is the hardware store where this vehicle was parked. Oh, I didn't see that body. This is a van, a news van that's in really good shape. I left a lot of corpses out on the street because this is where I was most recently. And it looks to be still relatively overrun. So, given that it's relatively overrun, I want to clear it out and then search for sledgehammers around here. Good old Sheriff Ashley. Yeah. How's my weight? Still overweight. Hey, F-Dog. Maybe take some time to clear the corpses on the road? Yeah, maybe. It also depends if I'm going to be back this way anytime soon. Because the amount of effort it takes to, like, pick up a bunch of corpses from a road, it exhausts you. Corpses are not light. So this here is the elementary school. I've already been through there and searched their bookshelves and all that. These buildings are starting to look pretty feral, with how overrun they've gotten. Oh, speaking of overrun, I just lured that whole group on me. Let me take beta blockers. Don't be panicked. We've killed thousands of zombies already. What's a few more, right? Now, if they're grouped up like this, your best approach is to use physical barriers to chop up the group, like benches and whatnot. So if you miss a swing, you're not going to get munched on by like 15 of them. Like you just saw me do there, where I just put a little park bench. I put a little park bench between me and them, and all of a sudden some of them bumped into the bench, some of them pathed left, some of them pathed right, and it broke up the group without having to do a lot of effort. An important tactic to use to avoid death. This neighborhood is definitely still overrun. I'm surprised it just now triggered combat music. I've been wondering the whole time, where's my combat music, Mr. Director? And they're dead. It was a yellow lumberjack shirt. It's probably a good shirt to wear when hunting, I suppose. Okay, let's put all these spare electronics. Actually, it wouldn't hurt if I started to... Oh, you had a watch. Yep. If I started to put everything in the trunk of the Black Maria. Okay, done my neighborhood patrols. Now I don't actually remember exactly where I left off. I think these two houses I searched, and then there's a row up and to the right where I left off somewhere in that row. Wow, I was busy. Oh, hello. They were busy too. Where we're headed today? My current projects is right here next to my head. We are trying to find a sledgehammer. Again. For the 47th hour in a row. Sort of. But that is what got voted on. I can make notes and maps in game. Yes, I do know that. But I like, you know, just winging it. That's sort of the Ash Williams way, right? So there's these garages here that I want to hit up. Also, another problem I have, not problem, but I guess it's a problem that I have, maybe not you, is I find that the maps and the actual buildings and geography don't always match up with one another, especially in this latest patch. So, for instance, there are entire buildings, in the game here that are not displayed on the PZ map on the website and not in the maps in-game. Which makes it very hard to keep track of where you've been if the house doesn't appear on any map anywhere. It's kind of a problem, right? Yeah, buildings that have open garage doors and open front doors are obviously buildings that I have been through. So that's obviously another way, is you can just leave the houses very clearly. What the heck? Okay, that was weird. My D key wasn't working. I couldn't actually turn to the right. Oh, come on. So these are the garages I was referring to up here that I wanted to clear out. But everywhere I go, there's like clusters of like 10 zombies. Makes it slow going, that's for sure. What level am I in Short Blood? I'm only level 3 point something. I'm heading to level 4. One of the reasons for that is I'm a pacifist. So my my weapon skills level up slow. But I've also found that the weapon skills matter, of course, but what matters more is your actual gamer ability to hit your targets and to fight effectively, which matters a lot more than skill. You can have 10 skill in a weapon and suck at combat in this game, so. For gun skills, it matters a little bit more. You know, it affects accuracy, reload speed, that kind of stuff. Why do I need a sledgehammer again? To make my base fully zombie proof. To destroy the stairs to the second floor and make it zombie proof. Okay, I've obviously never been in here. Seeing if there's an easier way in other than bashing the garage door. Hey, Shell Pal. Okay, I guess there's no easier way. The Yoda ear stream cam. Okay, what do we got here? A front door standard, cigarettes, glue, metalwork magazine, lighter. I've already read the magazines. Empty gas tank, propane tank, barbed wire. I don't think, so to answer your question, how many hours does Yoda sleep per day? I think it's impossible to answer that because he's always sleeping. He's looking around right now. He's licking nothing. But he spends most of his day like in a slumber. So don't forget the fancy lights. I actually already have a bunch of fancy lights back home. I could bring a few more though, if you all give me the project of like adding a significant amount of lights to the base. Having all those fancy lights would work. On the other hand, there is the added cost if I add a bunch of lights to the base. Of gasoline, and also that I just have to physically walk around the base constantly and replace light bulbs. So if you add too many lights to a base, you will find yourself replacing way too many light bulbs. Because of course, this game takes place in a land before LED or CFL, or not CFLs, well yeah, CFLs or any of that, so it is pre-long-lasting light bulbs. Famously, here, the Rhadamant's coming. Famously, light bulbs were one of the first, especially given that right to repair has just passed, light bulbs were one of the first to be designed to fail. There was a compact between Edison and other light bulb manufacturers, and they essentially planned for light bulbs to only last X amount of time because it would cost them money if they made them work better. So, planned obsolescence is the term for that. But light bulbs were one of the first mass-produced objects that were designed to fail, designed to not last long. Barbed wire is, I think, a building material more than anything else. Ooh, wine. I'm not sure what goes into barbed wire. Or what barbed wire goes into. I'd have to wiki it. Canned chili and some pepper. These guys like their food. Oh, and wine again. I like whoever lived here. They just had multiple bottles of wine and a can of chili. Cool. More seeds. Some rope. Yes, and may they rot in hell for it. Yeah, planned obsolescence was it's a little BS. I don't even think it's controversial. Don't sell me a product that's... And that's a huge contributor to the amount of waste and garbage that the average, especially like North American household produces, is a lot of what we buy is designed to break, and it sucks. Like, why do that? So don't worry, I will disassemble the TV at some point. I just want to clear the house. I don't want to be disassembling the TV and then have a zombie wander in from upstairs and eat me. Clear my corners. That cost me a lot last episode. Hey, it's a yo-yo. Oh my god, I haven't thought of yo-yos in a long, long time. This was the age of, like, yo-yos, I suppose. And devil sticks? Barbed wires for barbed wire fences? Well, thanks. I figured it was that. Wow, I broke down a lamp and it didn't even yield anything. Ha ha! We found a duck. Alright, let me add that to my... Oops. My duck counter. There we go. Duck counter, +1. Man, Yoda's really active today. All right, let's take that duck. Actually, well, the rule goes that I don't add it to the counter until I'm home. So there was a poll about dyeing my hair. So I will bring home hair dyes. Not that I plan on doing it. So expert mechanics is not something I needed. No, it isn't. So I don't need any of this. What's the deal with ducks? Just exclamation mark about. Oh, thanks, Tom. Needless to say, I do get asked that a lot. The TLDR is ducks are my respawn lives. So right next to I guess it's this way. Right here, as you can see, I have duck amounts. Essentially, I came into this not as a... I feel a lot more capable as a Project Zomboid player now, but I came into this series very much thinking that I might die a lot, because Project Zomboid is a very difficult game. So I came up with this weird rule. Oh god, now I sound like a BuzzFeed article. But a weird rule that if I die, I can sacrifice ducks to respawn, to save scum. I wanted to pick an item that had no other purpose, that was uncommon enough that I wouldn't have hordes and hordes and hordes of it, and also have a rule that the more times I die, the more expensive it becomes for me to revive. So for all of those reasons, I have these rules right here, which is my death count, my duck count, and how many ducks it would cost if I died now. So as you can see, if I died right now and I had to save scum, it would take me 2 of my 6 ducks that I have back at my base to revive me. And then the cost would go up to 3, 4, so on and so forth. It is a ever increasing cost. Ooh, piece of candy. I'm not worried about light bulbs. I have like 100 light bulbs back home. I'm mostly worried about trying to find the sledgehammer, because that's what I'm tasked with. Now, right now I have 3 lives, because my next death would cost me 2, and the death after that would cost me 3, and I have 6 ducks, which will cover the next 2 deaths. But the hope is that I keep finding additional ducks to be able to fund my recklessness. And that concludes an hour of Ash Williams demonstrating the durability of the lead pipe in Will It Smash. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch an episode of Will It Smash, Rhadamant.com has all the information you need. Thank you for watching Will It Smash. I'll catch you next episode. Farewell.